Broken Top might be one of the most understood names in Bend. Some people think of the mountain, some think of the golf course, and others just assume it means expensive homes. The truth? It's all of those things, and more. So let's take a deep dive into Broken Top and why it's such a big deal around here. Actually, Broken Top isn't even one gated golf course community. Nope, it's actually a whole cluster of neighborhoods, some inside the gates, some outside, all of them part of this greater development that people just casually lump together under the same name. And if you're new to Bend or thinking of moving here, that can get confusing. So today, I'm gonna break it all down for you. Broken Top proper, the surrounding hoods, the lifestyle, and of course, the real estate. Let's get after it. All right, let's start with the main event, the gated Broken Top golf community. This is what most people think of. Built around the late 1990s and the early 2000s, this is one of Bend's premier West Side neighborhoods. The centerpiece is the Broken Top Club, with its 18-hole championship golf course designed by Tom Weitzkopf and Jay Moorish. I'll tell you, the course is as beautiful as it is challenging. Tree-lined fairways, mountain views, water features. It's not just golf, it's an experience. Now, the neighborhood itself is fully gated, which in Bend is kind of rare. Bend isn't exactly known for its gated communities, but Broken Top set the tone early for luxury living with security, privacy, and resort-style amenities. Inside, you'll find custom homes ranging from craftsman lodges to mountain modern styles, many of them on larger lots with mature landscaping. It's the kind of place where you'll see deer wandering through the yard and wonder if they're HOA approved. Speaking of HOAs, yes, there is an HOA. It helps keep the neighborhood pristine, the common spaces maintained, and the vibe consistent. Membership at the Broken Top Club is optional for homeowners, but let's be honest, if you're moving in here, you probably want access to the clubhouse, the pool, tennis courts, dining, and of course, the golf. There are multiple tiers of membership, from social to full golf, so you can pick your poison depending on how much time you spend swinging a club versus sipping on a cocktail on the patio. Inside the gates, you'll also find smaller enclaves of townhomes and cottages, which give people a slightly more affordable option to get into the community without going full-on mansion mode. But the general theme here is certainly luxury and lifestyle. Now here's where things get interesting. When locals talk about Broken Top, they don't just mean behind the gates. All right, well, maybe they do. But there's this whole greater development around it with neighborhoods that share the same DNA, but aren't technically part of the gated community. For example, you've got Broken Top Village, a townhome community just outside the gates. It has its own HOA and vibe, but still, because it's so close, people often think it's still part of the main neighborhood. Same go for the parks at Broken Top, another highly desirable West Side community with walking paths, parks, a pool, and a more family-oriented layout. Built in the early 2000s, it has that charming tree-lined feel with community grass spaces everywhere. It's not inside the golf gates, but it's absolutely part of the Broken Top ecosystem. Then you've got the Highlands at Broken Top, which is actually on the other end of the spectrum. This is luxury on steroids. Large multi-acre home sites, custom estates, many of the most jaw-dropping homes Bend has to offer, period. If you want seclusion, views, and a true statement home that is also gated, the Highlands is where you'll look. And then of course, we can't forget Skyliner Summit at Broken Top. This neighborhood sits just to the north of the golf community, and while it carries the Broken Top name in its title, it's a completely separate development. Skyliner Summit is more traditional suburban in feel. Think wider streets, sidewalks, and a mix of larger family homes. That's actually one of the larger neighborhoods on Bend's west side with nearly 500 homes. So it has a big presence. It also backs right up to Shevlin Park and connects easily to Cascade Lakes Highway, making it a great spot for families who want West Side living with quick outdoor access. So when you hear people casually say, yeah, we live in Broken Top, they might be in the golf community, but they could just as easily be in the parks, the Highlands, or Skyliner Summit. It's all part of this greater Broken Top identity. Hey, time out real quick. I hope you're finding this helpful. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We cover everything on this channel here, from recreation to real estate, and my team and I love being your go-to resource here in Bend. And hey, if you or somebody you know is looking to buy or sell in Broken Top or anywhere in Central Oregon, we'd love to help. You can reach us at cromrealestate.com or stalk us down in the links below. All right, thank you. Let's keep rolling. So what's it actually like to live in Broken Top, or the greater Broken Top area? Well, First off, location-wise, it's tough to beat. You're smack on Bend's west side, just minutes from the old mill, downtown, and all the restaurants, breweries, and shops that make Bend such a destination. At the same time, you're also just a quick drive up Century Drive towards Mount Bachelor and the Cascade Lakes. So if you're a skier, hiker, lake lover, you're in prime position. With the neighborhoods themselves, you'll find lots of walking paths, parks, access to nearby trails. It's a lifestyle-driven community. Many residents are active retirees, professionals, or families who want that balance of quiet neighborhood living with quick access to Bend's best amenities. And of course, let's not forget the schools. Cascade Middle and Summit High are both just a quick drive away and are some of the top-rated schools in the area. That's actually a part of why you'll see so many families drawn to the parks at Broken Top in particular. All right, let's talk real estate. Prices in Broken Top proper are certainly in the luxury tier. Single-family homes often range from the $1.5 million mark up to the $4 million or more for the larger estates. The Highlands? You're easily looking at $4 million and up. Some homes well north of that, depending on size, views, and custom finishes. Townhomes and cottages inside Broken Top proper can dip below the $1 million mark, but they're rare and they move pretty fast. The parks at Broken Top homes typically tend to stay around the $1 million mark, depending on size and updates. And then Broken Top Village townhomes are usually somewhere in that $800K to $1.2 million range, making them one of the more affordable ways to get into the greater Broken Top area. The resale activity is steady, but inventory is always limited. This isn't the kind of neighborhood where you see dozens of homes hit the market all at once. Properties are well maintained, highly desirable, and when one comes available, it usually draws a lot of interest, especially with out-of-town buyers who know the name recognition of Broken Top and that want in. Of course, all these prices vary as the market varies, so you should probably reach out if you want more information or specific pricing information on these neighborhoods. At the end of the day, Broken Top and the greater Broken Top area represent some of the best of Bend living. You've got a mix of gated luxury, family-friendly neighborhoods, townhomes for easier living, and sprawling estates for those who want it all. You're close to everything, yet tucked away in a community that feels established, mature, and intentional. It's one of those neighborhoods that really has something for everyone, assuming everyone has a 7-figure budget. But hey, even if you don't, it's a fantastic area to know about because it's such a big part of Bend's West Side identity. So there you have it, a full deep dive into Broken Top, from the gated golf community to the parks, the Village, Skyliner Summit, and the Highlands. This area is more than just a name, it's a whole lifestyle. If you've been considering a move to Bend, or you already live here and you're thinking about making a neighborhood shift, I'd love to hear what you think. Drop a comment, what's your favorite part of Broken Top? Would you go gated luxury, family-friendly parks, or secluded Highlands? And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's dreaming about life in Bend. My team and I here would love to be your local real estate resource of choice, so check us out at crownrealestate.com for more information. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you over in the next video.